go, give you an update on what's been going on. Salvador Casillas, a 16-year-old for Southern California, won by forfeit at 106-pound class, so he's going to be going to Little Rock, Arkansas for the national finals to begin May the 10th. Coming up here is the 112-pound class, and the man on the ring is Danny Valdivia, so we'll let him take care of the announcement of the presentations or introductions, if you will, of the 112-pound boxers.
Moments before we get underway here, Sid, let me say this to all of the viewers in terms of knowing what types of experience these young fighters have come through. This is the the Golden Gloves, part of the national program, and it's open to boxers who advance through the qualifying tournaments, which this is one of them, ages 16 to 32, and non-citizens may participate in non-Olympic years, but they're not eligible for foreign travel or dual meets. So,
give you an idea of the caliber of fights as we talked about on the pre-fight show. I guess Mr. Valdivia is getting ready. Why don't you go and talk about the man and the bow tie who's going to be making sure things are on the up and up in the ring.
Right, Sid. Our third man in the ring. In each and every bout, we have an official sanctioned by U.S. Boxing, and our referee for the first three bouts tonight will be Mr. Eddie, the Hawk Rodriguez. And Eddie worked out of the Hawaiian Gardens Boxing Club, and Eddie is a well-known figure in the local boxing circle. So he's our third man in the ring.
Carlos Navarro was just introduced, representing Southern California. That's Martin Quesada. He's the 1991 Junior Olympic champ at this weight. Carlos Navarro currently ranked number 7 in the United States. He is the former Silver Gloves champ. 112 pounds, Carlos Navarro, in the, I guess you call it tiger print in all black. And here's the opening bell, Martin Quesada in all white. Here's the opening round, the first match of the evening, or first bout, I should say, of the evening. Remember, the winner here goes on to the national championships at Little Rock, Arkansas, beginning in a couple of weeks.
And again, we remind our viewers, the scorers, the judges are looking at the white part of the glove landing on the body, and the number of points at the end of each round will be the cumulative. And at the third round, they will determine a winner.
You've been working here for a while. There's got to be a home ring advantage. The guys from Northern California coming down here to, in essence, fight in Southern California's backyard. As most of these guys, as Navarro lands a good left, most of these kids boxed here before, and they're very familiar here.
Absolutely, and they have followers and followings here in this Southern California area. Boxing is such a widespread sport, and it's very popular, of course, in our community, the Latin American community, Sid. But back to the action here. It looks like we have a great fight coming up.
Navarro and Quesada have been landing some punches, and Navarro right there with a good jab, and Quesada coming back strong. They're not wasting any time. They have 3 3-minute rounds with a minute rest period. The winner earns himself a ticket to Little Rock, Arkansas for the national championships to begin May 10th. We're coming up to the halfway point here of the opening round, and so far, Quesada and Navarro have been landing some heavy blows, but nobody's really backing down. Navarro from Southern California on the left, Quesada from Northern California on the right. That left by Navarro missed. Under a minute left in the opening round here. First bout of the evening, 112-pounders. Pretty good action so far.
So far, they're pretty much still feeling each other out, Sid, and they're both trading combinations, still looking for that style, looking for that opening. And I think by the second and third rounds, we're going to begin to see a really a run for the wire. Just about 30 seconds left to end the first round.
combination by Navarro. But Quesada's right there with the return, a combination of his own. Navarro now being the aggressor. His combinations have landed for some points here.
Coming up on the closing seconds of the first round here. And there we have it.
Pretty good action in the first round. I'd say if it was just for scoreless on points, you'd have to give it to Navarro. I think some of his heavier punches landed because you can see how Quesada was retreating a bit, but give the kid credit from Northern California. He landed some shots of his own.
Again, both these fighters are champions in their own rights, and they're representing territorial turf here in Northern California, which we don't hear about that often. They're sending a very, very well-experienced team here, and I think in terms of looking at that first round, Sid, usually the judges will take that last flurry, and if there's a lot of points scored, that usually tilts that round towards that fighter. But let's see.
Style is considered as well, right, in the point system here?
Absolutely. Again, there are differences, very, very said differences and concrete differences between the professional scoring and, of course, amateur, which is what we're watching right now.
Okay, we're getting ready for the start of round 2. And here we go.
I think we saw Eddie Rodriguez there caution both fighters. We're fighting good, guys, but let's try not to hold coming out of those clinches.
Okay. Navarro lands a good left. They're exchanging some heavy blows right here on the right side of the ring. Navarro dishing out a little more punishment than Quesada is right now, but I tell you what, they're matching him pretty much punch to punch as far as them connecting.
Let's keep in mind, this young man here from Northern California, Martin Quesada, has got some credentials, and he is...
he's only 16.
Absolutely. And I think on his silver gloves, he's a semifinalist. He's won the Junior Olympics, and he's been a semifinalist, but he's lost to the same fighter here, Carlos, in the semis. So this could be a revanche or the rematch that he's looking for.
Navarro here appears to be the aggressor, Rico.
Well, Martin Quesada is going to have to try to figure out the southpaw. And it looks like there's blood already on. Yeah, it looks like he might have a cut, or it could be a bloody nose.
Trying to get a good look in on there, but it looks like it's just a bloody nose.
I know last week we saw some fighters that would take their chances and turn southpaw to orthodox.
Navarro going in after him. Quesada's hurt.
Oh, he got away with hitting out of the break there. Instead, referee could have cautioned him. That was Navarro. He threw right off the break.
Navarro dishing out the punishment. Quesada taking a pretty good punch, too.
2 minutes have gone by in the second round. We're inside the third and final minute of round 2.
You got to give this one to Navarro. He's landed the blows, and he drew first blood.
I think Navarro's turning on the pressure, and he sees Quesada's backing up. He doesn't really have his bearings here.
Well, it's kind of like a shark. He smells blood. He's going in for the kill. Let the viewers at home know that we've got two positions here watching the action, so safety is of the utmost importance for these fighters. I mean, some of them may have professional careers on the line, but for right now, you know, let's get out of this in one piece.
Boxing at this level, again, it remains the sweet science as it always has been, Sid, and thankfully so, these fighters are trained only in the amateur sense. The professionals are way ahead of them in time, and these youngsters are just very, very young and got a long way to go.
Navarro lands for a couple of points there towards the end of the round. I think Navarro's got the advantage going into the third and final round. He was the obvious aggressor here and was able to hurt Quesada. I'll tell you what, he's landing some heavy punches, and Quesada's in the corner right now. Looks like they're working on his lip.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the California. against a young man who was a 1992 junior champion at the super heavyweight division, and he is currently ranked number 5 in the United States.
Robert.
And that's Robert Gere.
Yep. Better give that name out right away, Sid, because, again, this happens to be the spawning ground, as we mentioned last week, spawning grounds of champions in all the local gyms, Azteca, Resurrection. There's Broadway down in South Central, and a number of gyms that work year-round to keep all these fighters busy. And we've got boxing at its best here in the amateur ranks. Round 3 coming up.
All right, here we go. Third and final round. Quesada wants to get back into this one. He's going to be more aggressive. Navarro looking to pick up where he left off. Oh, Quesada lands a good right. And there we go. Who's going to get the best of this one? They're letting it all hang out. The winner here goes on to Little Rock, Arkansas for the finals, the national finals. And both of these fighters know it, too.
112 pounds of dynamite here. These guys are putting a lot of cloud in those punches.
Navarro fighting southpaw now.
Oh, another good right.
Quesada connects with a good solid right.
Keep in mind, if the white part of the glove lands to the body, that's considered a scoring blow, and the judges must take that into account.
Oh, nice look by Quesada. That got Navarro's attention. But Navarro coming back with a combination of his own. I tell you what, if the fans wanted action, they're certainly getting it here at the 112-pound final.
The lower division always has the most action, Sid, because they're so quick and they're busy all the time.
You can see the frustration at Quesada's face. He knows Navarro's got this one in the bag now. As we're approaching the halfway point of the final round here. Nice. Quesada's not giving up, though. He's coming back. We've got standing 8 count.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, you've got a standing 8 count on the fighter, and
that only counts as 1 point.
Right. So Navarro really in command of this fight now, Sid. He's just got to finish strong.
Navarro ranked number 7 in the United States, and he's showing why. Oh, nice right hand. Got the face of Navarro. Quesada, I tell you what, still has some punch left in him.
But Navarro, he could take that punch, and then he comes back with his own sets of combinations, Sid. That's the mark of a good fighter. He's well experienced, and he's handling himself very well.
It's a nice left hand by Navarro. We're coming up to the end of the third and final round here. It's the first bout of the evening here from Lincoln Park in the heart of East L.A. Or as we've been taught, God's country.
Exactly.
The best of Southern California against the best of Northern California for the state championship. And it looks like both fighters are running out of gas.
We're just about done with the bout here, Sid.
We're coming up to the end of the final round here. And that'll do it.
There it is.
See what the referee thinks. From what I say, Rico, I'd say Navarro won it, but like I said last week when we were watching the heavyweight bout, Juan Cruz, whose nose was bleeding, came back strong in the final round and a half and took it away, and he's now here for in the state finals.
Right, and again, the judges' decisions, sometimes, like you said, you think that the obvious person gets the win, but sometimes it doesn't happen. We saw that last week, as you said. But tonight, I think we're going to see really the way it is, the way it should be. I think there's a big partisan crowd here, of course, for Southern California. But Northern California has brought some of their followers down here, their coaches, managers, friends, and family. And they're all interested, of course, in seeing some representation from Northern California in the Golden Gloves finals. But as you mentioned, there's a home ring advantage, and the fans are really the emotional factor here that spur on that home fighter when he hits that wall, but he has a little bit extra because the fans are rooting him on.
This was a good fight to watch because you could see how they were taught, and Navarro and Quesada landed some pretty heavy punches early on, but I think Navarro's were the ones that had a little more sting onto him and took its toll in the third and final round.
You could tell the experience of both these young fighters, both age 16, and they've got a long, long way to go. And hey, maybe by the year 2000, if they're still fighting amateur, we're going to see them in the Olympics. Maybe 96.
Let's go to the center of the ring, and Danny Valdivia has the decision of the judges. Has earned himself a trip to Little Rock, Arkansas. He will be fighting for the national championship, going to that big tournament. Starts in a couple of weeks. There you see him with his championship trophy, the representative from Budweiser and the runner-up Martin Quesada. Tell you, Rico, he earned it.
Absolutely, and this young man will go back into the gym now and get ready for the May 8th trip to Little Rock, Arkansas, and the National Golden Gloves. And we will be bringing you reports as to how the California contingent does at the national championships.
All right, the second bout of the evening, 119-pound class. We've got a couple of youngsters coming.